Well, the Iowa Hawkeyes are locked and loaded for year 2 under Jensen, coming off their 7th straight NCAA tournament appearance, 9th consecutive 20-win season. The Hawks remain one of the Big Ten's most consistent programs. They were the only Big Ten team to beat USC in the regular season last year. Lucy Olson's off to the pros, but Hannah Stuelke and Kylie Feuerbach returned to lead a young group featuring 9 underclassmen. Jensen won the Maggie Dixon Rookie Coach of the Year award in her first season. And Coach, it is great to see you. I know the first time you do anything, it is very difficult, to include even just like coming here to Media Day. So year 2, how different does it feel?
You know, I think the big word for me is I'm much more comfortable. And that doesn't necessarily mean more confident in everything, but just more comfortable. I'm more comfortable in the chair, more comfortable in what is expected of me, more comfortable in what's going to happen in big wins or tough losses. So that feels a little bit better than it did a year ago sitting here.
You know, there was a point last year where you had an excruciating stretch where you had 4 games where you lost by 3 points or less. And yet I called that game, and the thing that struck me in year 1 was that you weren't panicked. You were completely positive. You went through practice. I was like, wow, either she's not feeling this pressure right now or she's the most confident person I know. How did you deal with that, looking back on that? It was a turning point in your season, and after that, you guys just shot to the top. You know,
even though I got a rookie year of the whatever coach thing, which is funny, the pool couldn't have been that big. But, you know, I'd been through a few years. And you kind of know makeups of teams. And I always felt that team was so much closer than it ever was farther. It was a free throw. It was a possession. It was a missed assignment. And you know your makeup of a team, and you know how much they want it. And I think when you know that, you're trying to strike the right tone. So instead of losing your mind, you need to keep just making sure that they don't lose their confidence. And so, you know, at nights it was a little tough, maybe, behind closed doors. I had a great staff. But I think overall, I mean, hey, you usually don't go through a season without adversity, and it's usually adversity that defines you. You know, we don't usually grow when we're winning all the time. You know, you just don't. You wish you would, right?
Well, and I think for you, the challenge wasn't just taking over for Lisa Bluter, who's a legend. It was also the challenge of Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon. She's not here at Iowa. So it was so many different factors. Does it feel maybe more calm now? Like more, it's truly maybe time to move forward?
Yeah, I think that's a great way to say it. You know, it was so great to be part of that ride. And Lisa is one of my best friends, and forever grateful for all the times we spent together along with Jenny Fitzgerald. We coached together all those years. And then Caitlin, I mean, her orbit continues to just, you know, do crazy things. Even when she had a tough season of being injured, she still moves needles, right? So there was a lot in that. But I felt like I was really blessed. You know, I have a strong faith, and it was just another challenge in a career of challenges and of rewards and blessings and tough times. But I do think that comfortability now is, you know, every year you're farther removed, it becomes about more the here and now. We can always forever be grateful for everything that Caitlin and Kate Martin and Gabby Marshall and company did. But now, you know, the focus is on this season and on this team, and I think that feels a little bit more comfortable too.
Well, let's talk about the here and now and what you have on this team. You've always been known as a great recruiter. You've got a lot of underclassmen on this roster. So what are, as you look around and you've kind of seen things start to come together, what excites you most about this group?
You know, I think it's our youth is really, this is the youngest we've been since 2012. And I think there's some other programs that are pretty young in the big. But for me, I mean, 2012 is, you know, it's been a minute. Yeah. And so that, I think, is a reminder that it takes time with young teams. And I'm not saying that to, you know, I don't know, you know, guard or anything. It's just you can't skip steps. And those of us who have been involved in sport a long time, you know, our freshmen, they have some great talent, but they're still freshmen. And that's one thing I just want everybody to keep in mind. And I think you could say that about all the great freshmen in this league is this game is bigger, faster, stronger. So with that, we've had great improvement since June with my group. But, you know, it's probably going to take us a good portion of this non-con of just to kind of settle in. And I think if we can develop them, I have a great staff, we're working like crazy. If we can get that depth by the time that Big Ten season hits, I think we can really have a great season. But young teams take a lot. Because you really got to explain about every drill. Your upperclassmen are trying to do it, but there's a lot of people that are coming in with a lot of different verbiage in their minds of how they used to call a certain screen, how they used to do a drill. So we're definitely challenged, but I love them. They're fun. They're working hard. We're just pretty young.
Well, and one veteran that you can lean on for sure is Hannah Stuelke.
Amen.
She is so physical and smart.
And yeah, her IQ is great.
It is.
Yeah.
For people that maybe don't study her game, what's the most impressive part about Hannah and what she gives to your team?
You know, Hannah is just so versatile. I mean, I think the way she can rim run, right? She's really explosive. We've really worked on her outside shot. But I think Hannah's a really pretty player. I think she's fun to watch. You know, she just runs that floor so well. The way she makes a move and then she can power it up and finesse it, I think she's engaging. And I think that's what makes her kind of captivating. But Hannah leads with just how hard she plays. You know, when she plays with that passion. You know, when she gets an and one, there's a lot of passionate players. But Hannah really fires up our team with that.
Yeah.
And that's how she really leads. But this year as a senior, man, she's leaning in a little bit more with her voice. A lot of times your great players, they lead a lot more with their actions. And I've really challenged, and you know, we have over the years, her to use her voice, and she's doing that much, much better. And I'm just so excited about her in this senior year. You know, because she's a kid that grew up 30 miles away,
yes.
And this has been a lifelong dream. And here we are at the mountaintop.
It's an amazing story. So many great stories on this team. By the way, sold out season tickets for the third straight year is so impressive.
Amazing.
It
I'm
is
so
amazing.
blessed. Our fan base is awesome.
They are, and you are awesome. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank
for spending
you.
Some time
Thanks for all
with
you
us.
do for our game.
No, we appreciate it. Looking forward to watching the Hawkeyes this season as we take a look at some of the notable games coming up. 2 big early tests coming next month in Orlando. The Hawkeyes will face Baylor and Miami in the WBCA Showcase, and then December 20th, a matchup with the defending national champs from UConn in Brooklyn, part of another multi-team tournament. So much to look forward to. Let's head back over to Mike and Christy, who are with the players, guys.
Well, we've got Hannah Stuelke and Kylie Feuerbach with us, a couple of senior leaders on this Hawkeye roster. Hannah, I want to start with a story, and I want you to tell me how much is true and how much is not. Caitlin Clark told me a couple years ago, and maybe she's taking credit for something or maybe she just made it up. She told me she told you to watch Draymond Green play ball and that's what you should model your game after.
Yes.
True?
Yes, that's true. 100% true.
What did you notice in his game that you've taken to yours?
I think the aggression that he plays with is really key for me. She always wanted me to be really aggressive and play with a lot of passion, and I think that he does that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Oh, go ahead. What did you say?
I said I think I do that too.
Yeah, no, absolutely, especially on the glass work. I mean, 8 rebounds a game for you, and that's so invaluable. And you've got to be able to get the possession to be able to push and transition. How vitally important is that going to be for the team for you to continue to be able to do that for the pace of play?
Yeah, I think it's going to be really important. Getting boards is one of the most important things because limiting the other team's possessions and adding to our own with offensive rebounds is really important for us to have the ball.
Kylie, 2 years ago, you didn't start once. Last year, you started every game. What felt different to you? What was the step forward that your game took?
Yeah, one thing about our offense is it just clicks at one point. So over the years, I've had a lot of great leaders to follow, and last year it just worked out where I was able to get into that position and roll and just embrace whatever I needed to do for the team.
What will your role be on this year's team?
Once again, I always like to live by this motto, but doing whatever I need for the team. So whether that's scoring defensively, guarding the best players, and yeah, doing the little things.
And Hannah, you're self-led as a senior. I know that. It doesn't matter if it's high school or on the collegiate level. How has your approach been different as a leader so far in practices?
Yeah, I think just being more vocal, encouraging the girls as much as I can. They look up to me. They look to see me. If I'm down, they're going to be down. So just trying to stay positive and leading by example has been really important for me.
Layla Hayes, a young post player. What have you seen so far?
Yeah, she's been great. She works really hard. She'll go in for extra work, which is really important as a freshman, especially she's going to be playing right away, and that's going to be really exciting seeing her grow every game and just get better.
So if you've got another tall Hawkeye down there, does that mean we're going to see more three-pointers coming from Hannah Stuelke?
Oh, yeah. Draining them.
I love that. And Kylie, who's challenged you the most of all the newcomers to the program this year? Who's challenged you the most?
Challenged me the most. I would say on the defensive end, having to guard chit chat. She's a great player all around, facilitator. She can create in a lot of different ways. And then we got Emily, who's also a transfer, and she's a really strong guard. And then obviously all the freshmen are great too. So all of them push me in their own ways. But yeah, we have great newcomers.
They mentioned this over there with Jan a moment ago, but it's outrageous to think of the fan support that you guys had. The third straight year, every game is sold out at home. How do you put into words what it's like playing in front of 14,000 every night?
You can't. You can't.
Yeah, it's just an amazing experience that so many people love us and want to experience being at our games and supporting us. And it's just really exciting that we get to have so many fans and that they love us so much.
Yeah.
What would you say the philosophy of this year's team will be? And it's different every year. Yeah. So what is that forming into right now?
Yeah, our phrase for the year is "Our next is now." So living in the moment, embracing each other, and treating every day to the best extent that we can. So working hard, lifting each other up, and embracing our culture.
You've both known your head coach, Jan Jensen, for a long, long time. What did you notice in her as the year went along, last year being her first time in the big chair?
Yeah, I think going from assistant to head coach, I think she did a tremendous job. I think at first, obviously, we all have nerves, and it's nerve-wracking getting into a new position and having to be so high up, and I thought she did an amazing job, and she just kept growing throughout the season in that.
What did you learn most from Coach last year in that regard while everyone was kind of learning with her new leadership there?
Yeah, we were, learning in a different way of just how to play with a different coach. And kind of like what Hannah said, it was like a great way to have Coach Jay kind of step into that role. And it was different, but all kind of similar at the same time. So just embracing it and soaking in what she was telling us in a different format than what Coach Buller had said.
And it's probably weird because you're like proud of her as you watch her grow into a role in the same way she's proud of you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting spot to be in. Hey, thanks so much for your time. Have a great season coming up.
Thank you.